let's use an assemble now. Not to pack it for once, but let's say fracture piece. Let's create new names. I'll have to delete the old ones, it looks like. So I'll do an attribute delete on the old name. So now we have a whole bunch of new names on these things. What we want to do here is, I don't want to use a lot of these. I don't want to even use most of them. Let's just take a moment to select. So go to S4 to be in primitive selection mode. 9 to go here. Let's select by the names that we just made. Let's just look for pieces that look nice. We're basically just going to shop around for some nice looking pieces. Doesn't matter what the size is because we're going to normalize the size. But don't look for pieces that are like super crazy jagged or super small. Just look for something like this is nice. Shift click this. Shift click. You know, and so on. It doesn't matter which ones you choose so much because they're still going to be relatively small. But just try to find like an interesting variation of stuff that's not too crazy. Like this is a crazy piece, so I'm going to undo that one. Shift click that. Choose like 10 pieces or so. And then once you're ready, just press delete. I'll end up choosing some more, but delete it. Delete non-selected as usual. And make sure that all the stuff you chose is nice. Okay, so after some careful consideration, I ended up with these. As you can see, it's mostly ones that have the outer surface on top. I did include one or two, maybe just one, of ones that are completely inside. That's fine. You don't have to do 10 either, it's up to you, but I think 10 is enough. So from here, I'm going to say drop down a connectivity just to essentially assign them all an integer to distinguish them. Remember, that's going to say like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. And then now we can just set up a little system to cache them all. So I'm going to say we're going to run a little, file sop thing per frame. I guess I don't need to see that. Or a file cache per frame. And every frame will just cache a different one of these. So I'll just say class is equal to the current one. So as you can see, something like that. I guess I could say even something like that. That way I get the 0th one also. So I've got 10 different ones here, as you can see. And now I can take a, what I want to do is I want to essentially normalize these things. I want them to live at the origin. The normals don't look right on that, do they? Maybe they are. Anyway, I guess I could just turn that on. Yeah, it seems like the normals are missing there, aren't they? So let's figure that out, just in case you're having the same issue. So moving back to here, it appears to me that we probably never made normals actually on this. So let's jump all the way back up here. We never put normals on the outside surface of it. Good thing we caught that. Cool, great. So coming all the way back down here, it should be the same pieces. I shouldn't alter anything else. There we go, now it looks right. So anyway, we're going to instantiate these rigids onto our particles. And right now, they all have different shapes and sizes. I want to be able to control how big they are. So I need them all to be the same size initially, and then we can change them from there. So what I'll need to do here essentially is change your transform order to TRS, translate rotate scale. And let's start by moving it based on its centroid. So these are these old local variables. That's the centroid E, centroid X, centroid Y, centroid Z. You can see it moved it to the origin from wherever it happened to be. And that's cool. And what else are we going to want to do? We're going to want to say, let's put a null here, actually, make it our lives a little easier. We'll say this is the current, piece that we're working on. We're going to want to total up. We need to know how many pieces we even have. Like you and I, we both know that there's 10 pieces there, but let's programmatically figure that out. So attribute promote, once we've numbered them all with the connectivity, we have this primitive class attribute. Promote it to the detail and add them. Well, maximum them, really. So now in the detail, you'll see 9 is the highest number it gets to. 0 to 9 being 10 pieces. Again, and this being the class 0 to 9. So we know essentially that we have 10 pieces because of that, and now we can access that. I'll just put like total here. So our file cache down here will know to go from 1, and then we can just access that number. Say detail total class plus 1. And middle click it 1 to 10. That's what we want. This we'll want to put. We'll say put it in. We'll put it in a debris folder, and we'll call it piece f bgo.sc.